SAS A350 Premium Economy. A lot of you are wondering about it. How is it? Is it worth it? We're here to find that out today on an especially long sector. Copenhagen, San Francisco, 10 plus hours. And I've got 3 kids with me. I'm not gonna be including them in the video so much, but I'm gonna be looking at it from that perspective. Is this a good value, taking your family along? This I got for really cheap, actually. It was a great fare sale. I'll put all that info down below as usual. Now, this trip did not start off well at all. We had a cancellation due to weather in Copenhagen yesterday, so we did not get to take the flight we intended. We had to spend the night here, spent 8 hours at Arlanda. Actually, the customer service and the response and the ability to sort of intervene in the situation, absolutely terrible. Really brought down SAS in my esteem. Mainly the fact that in the lounge, you can't do anything. The lounge agents will not help you, they cannot. You have to go to the customer service point in the airport, which is mobbed with people when cancellations start to happen because of bad weather. But still, this thing of like, we can't help you. And on the chat, on the phone, good luck finding a phone number. Computer says no deal in a big way.
Computer says no.
Anyway, we made it now to the second attempt. Luckily, it was able to put us all together in a block of 4 in the middle. That means no window seat. Last row, premium economy. These airplanes are really nice, of course. Generally like this product. Let's see how it goes. If the weather were nice, this little outdoor terrace might be quite a good spot for some air and ramp views. Not today, though, I guess. Another thing SAS seems to do regularly at Copenhagen Airport is to announce boarding on the screens well before any boarding actually starts. Then they stick you on the jet bridge to, in this case, freeze to death, all so that presumably their on-time numbers can look better. It's a bit of trickery that shows a lot of disrespect for their passengers. But once we're on board, we're greeted by quite a pleasant cabin. The premium economy cabins on the A350 are arranged 2 by 4 by 2, 32 seats total across 4 rows with a 38-inch pitch and 19-inch width, which makes it roughly standard for spaciousness in this segment, but definitely not a leader. The screens are functional, there's a tail camera and map, there's a USB-A port in front of you, and universal power between the seats. And the seats themselves are pretty comfortable. I'm thankful for the tail camera since there's no chance of looking out a window from this center section.
This is so cool. That's so cool, Daddy.
Isn't it?
And the wheel there's going away.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's so cool.
What an amazing view, right?
Yeah.
And into the clouds. So finally on board this A350, about an hour and a half delay, but I'm very glad to be now in this seat, which is quite comfy and spacious, has everything you need. It's very good amount of room for premium economy. I don't know if it's the softest seat out there, but yeah, it's nice, and it's a noticeable upgrade in padding and softness and comfort from economy, of course. Those front rows of economy there are very nice too in terms of legroom, all kinds of space, but it is that much narrower and less padded, and the kids are very impressed with the space we have on here, and the screens are nice and big. They give you a big bottle of water and a little amenity kit. We can open it up. I think it's probably the same as it's been for years, and it's nothing too special. Wi-Fi also free for business class and Eurobonus Diamond and Gold. All right, so as you can see, we have a little seat back pocket here. Very basic, but it fits stuff, and there's enough room. Plenty of leg room, you can stretch out. This little bar in the middle could be annoying. You can stow your thing here, but you would have a hard time if you were seated next to someone you didn't know, putting a bag under the seat. That said, there's enough space in the overhead bins. Taking a quick break here before we actually land at SFO, and if you know this airport at all, you might recognize SFO's international terminal behind me. So you know we landed safely, and I'm now in California. And I wanted to take this moment to tell you about a special product. I've partnered up with Aerolo, the eSIM company. Now this is a company that I use regularly as I travel around the world. If I need low cost, good, fast data while I'm on the go, which is everywhere, I will pull up the Aerolo app and check out what they have on offer for the country I'm going to. I've been using this for a few years, so it was a no-brainer to partner up with them to tell you about this product. Now in a place like the US where my data roaming bill would run up to potentially the hundreds, I'm posting, I'm doing things all the time. I need to be connected it's the perfect thing. I go on there, I check out what they have on offer, how many gigabytes I need, buy it, and then simply install it. I've used these eSIMs in India, in Saudi Arabia, I've used it in Venezuela for easy, low cost, fast data wherever I am in the world. And as part of this, they've given me a code, which if you use today, you'll get $3 off your first eSIM. Download the app today, check it out. You can also scan this QR code that I'm gonna put up on the screen. I'll also have a link down in the description and in the top pinned comment, so you can find that very easily. I highly recommend it. I wouldn't plug a product that I wouldn't also personally use. And of course, the other reason you should download Airla today and try it out, get your first eSIM, aside from the fact that you get money off, is that, of course, you help me be able to bring more videos to you like this. So I appreciate you for checking it out, clicking it. Let me know what you thought. If you do use it, I'm curious to know your experience.
Use my code AirEdition to save $3 off your first eSIM.
Here you have the power outlets, 2, 1 for each seat, obviously, and they're now on. You can tell by the green light, so that's good. Here we have recline, leg rest, and the kind of footrest part of the leg rest. Little place to put a drink. You just have this little tiny, basically useless storage area here. You have tray table over here. It is nice and sturdy. We like that. Even though it doesn't touch this armrest here, it seems to be holding up really well. And this is one of the 5-year-old A350s. It's not brand new or anything, so that's good to see. And it's relatively clean. Nothing outright sticky on there, so, 6 out of 10 for cleanliness, 7 out of 10 maybe, 9 out of 10 for sturdiness and functionality, I would say. We have this little curtain back here, but no wall to separate the cabins, so you're reclining into someone's space in economy. However, they do have a lot of room, so I think it doesn't really affect them too badly. But it is much nicer when there's an actual wall behind. I think that it really makes a difference in terms of it feeling like a separate, more premium cabin. Let's do the leg rest. So it's another one of these premium economy leg rests where it really doesn't come up very much. But at least you can stretch out the footrest part so that you can actually, if you're a bit taller, it makes sense for your body. It provides a little bit of extra support. I think it's good. Some premium economy leg rests are just completely useless. There's no point in even putting them up, I've found, because you don't have this little thing at the bottom to catch your feet, and you end up just sort of having your toes jammed into the seat in front of you. So yeah, we'll take this. It works.
Time for my current favorite in-flight beer. It's so great that SAS keeps up the partnership with Mikkeller, if you ask me. And here's the food. A chicken dish with some special grains, and a veggie pasta option too. It's better than you get in economy, that's for sure, but it's only a couple small steps up if you ask me. The thing is, they do 1 drink service up here, and it takes ages for the meal to come. So by the time the food does arrive, you have no more drink. In theory, you could ask for more, but I tried to do this later on using the call button as a test, and that was ignored for about half an hour before someone came by. While the cabin crew were friendly enough, there was not a feeling like they appreciated being bothered about additional drinks. One thing about SAS is I never really find too much to watch on its in-flight entertainment, but luckily I discovered Angry Birds on here, and that actually distracted me for a few hours. You can also play Uno against other passengers. Not exactly cutting-edge gaming, but it did the trick here. About 4 hours before arrival, they did another round of service. The main event were these sandwiches, which they actually ran out of. I took one that one of the kids didn't want. That's not a great look when pretty clearly most passengers are going to want one of these at this point in the flight. The alternative I was offered was a fairly weird instant noodle pasta bolognese. This is the basic shoe bag amenity kit that they've had for years in here, with earplugs, a flimsy eye shade, and a dental kit. Better than nothing, but compare this to what Emirates offers. I'd say even their economy kit is quite a bit better than this. Economy feels considerably more packed when full, but you'll get to see more of that cabin when I post the video about the return leg back to Copenhagen. 8 hours later, I managed to get a second beer. Only half kidding. And finally, you get a pre-arrival meal. It's pretty nice that there are 3 rounds of service, even if they don't load enough food for the second one. And this is not a super satisfying or extensive meal, but then it does feel like the middle of the night for your body at this point, so it kind of makes sense.
Returning to lineup. So what can we say about SAS Premium Economy in 2026? I don't know, it feels a little bit like you can feel the cost cutting at work. You can feel that it's not all that premium. You get this extra space, you get a more comfortable seat. It's a civilized, dignified cabin. A lot of things are just fine about it. Really would love to see more proactive offering of, would you like anything else to drink? Would you like a second one? Or even they could say, like, listen, we're not going to have a second round of drinks before the meal, so you might as well take 2. That could be an idea. And then running out of sandwiches, like there wasn't enough for everybody. It's one thing if they run out of the first choice, but they just straight up ran out. Why are they not catering enough for everybody? I think everybody wanted one. It just feels like little moments of cost cutting that are evident. So it's a perfectly fine way to fly transatlantic or otherwise. A350 is really comfortable. If the fare is good, yeah, it can be good value. So, time to land in San Francisco. Hope you enjoyed this one. Leave you with a few shots from the tail cam because we don't have a window view, sadly. Hopefully next time. Thanks for coming along.
Look, this wasn't awful by any means, but I was pretty glad when we started the approach. I think it's all about the fare. I'll still pay a bit extra for this, but I think not too much more. If the fare difference to premium economy is really significant, I won't go out of my way.